welcome once again to Let's Talk Marriage. I am Pastor Larry, and welcome to Let's Talk Marriage. Okay, I hope everyone is doing well or blessed today. If you woke up this morning, you are blessed. We're going to get right on into our topic on today. Today's topic is support your spouse. Doing this is a time, especially when you've been married for a number of years, or as we get older, we experience losses among our loved ones on either side of the marriage. Might be on the wife's side or it might be on the husband's side. You might suffer some sort of loss within the family, especially like I said, as we get older. During this time of grief as a spouse, we should support our mate during this time, because it is kind of hard, even though sometimes the losses are for older people. It's still a tough time, or during that grieving moment. And even sometimes with some of the younger people are leaving here, and we want to make sure that we are supporting our spouses and during that time, because it is a very difficult time. And especially if you've been married for a number of years and you get to know the people on your wife's side, or the wife get to know the people on her husband's side really well, and your losses, and which is part of life, but it's still a very trying time. So make sure we are supporting each other during this time. Sometimes you have to deal with things that you don't want to deal with, but that's not the time to be thinking of that. The time is to be supportive to your spouse. And all throughout the New Testament, you hear the word Jesus moved with compassion. And that's one of the things that's lacking in a lot of the marriages. There's no compassion. You might have a lot of passion, but there's no compassion. When you have compassion for people, you're gonna feel their grief. You're gonna feel their pain. You're gonna feel their hurt. When they're hurting, you're hurting. That's why it says for better or for worse. We're supposed to support each other, make sure that we are very sensitive, and if you don't know what to say, don't say anything at all. Just say I'm here for you, because a lot of times you can say something that's doesn't make sense, but make sure that we're very supportive during this time, because as we get older again, our relationships mature, life will change, and we'll suffer some sort of loss. As I mentioned earlier, we have to be there for our spouses, and especially for even for the children, because sometimes children handle grief differently than adults will handle grief. So we have to be there for them, especially if they're young. You have to explain to them what's going on as young parents. All of my kids are grown, but I know my younger son, he doesn't do funerals at all. But he does show his way in different ways, because some people grieve in different ways. So, for instance, when my mom passed, he had spent some time with her before she passed. So I understood when he didn't go to the funeral, because he doesn't do funerals. But you still have to show compassion, showing much love and support to your spouse throughout the whole ordeal, and make sure that you are that shoulder they have to lean on, or those arms that have to hold them. Take the time and work out. You workaholics, take some time off. Please take some time off to be with your loved ones. That's the time, because most of the jobs are sensitive to you taking time off. But make sure you take that full time, and spend as much time as you possibly can with your spouse, because they're gonna need you. They're gonna need your support, and we have to make sure that we do that. Yeah, you workaholic folks. And some people won't take time off for nothing, but you should. take time off. And during that time, it is family time during that time, because most of the time you get all the families together, and you make sure that you are supporting them and being with them and enjoying them. And again, I'd like to thank all the ones that supported our family with the loss of my wife's grandmother. I'd like to take this time to thank everyone that came out and supported, all the love that everyone showed. It was an awesome homegoing service that we had for her. It was just the way she would have wanted, because she was a true warrior of God. So again, thank you for that. This is the time to show much love, be that shoulder again that they can lean on. And we want to take this time to also thank all the spouses that support their wives, or the husbands that support their wives, or wives that support their husbands. We want to take the time to thank you guys for doing that, because sometimes it's not easy, or finding the words to say to someone when in the event of a loss. But if you move with compassion or have compassion, you'll find the right words to express. And during that time, and sometimes it's hard to express how you feel or to a person, especially if you've never suffered that loss. But if you've suffered some kind of loss, you'll know exactly what they mean and what they're going through. I lost my grandparents years ago, but it's still, it's still not a moment I don't think about them and remember the things that they said. So it's it's when my wife's grandmother passed, it took me back to when mine passed, so I know exactly how she felt. And you have to show the love and support each other, and during that time, because some people, again, I mentioned earlier that people handle grief differently. Some people can grieve at a moment and then move on, and some people grieve longer than others. So it's not up to us to judge and tell people how long they should grieve. Oh, you get over and just move on. No, it's not that easy. We can't tell people to move on when when you're not in that place, because some people, again, they handle grief totally different than others. Some handle it where they stop talking. There's some that handle it where their attitudes change. Some handle it where they might cry a lot, or cry at any given moment. But we want to make sure that we're supporting our spouses during this time, and then don't try to take the attention from. Make sure the attention stays on the person that's supposed to be grieving. It's not about you; it's about them and their family. So make sure we are supporting them and being there for them, and showing all the love and care that you possibly can for them. Because again, it is a difficult time when you're going through that. So we want to make sure that we are there for them. All right. Can't stress that enough. Be there for them. And sometimes that's all they need. They just need you to be there. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Just be there in the room with them, and showing that love, and just let them know that you there for them. You're going to be there for them. And if they want to cry, let them cry. If they want to, if they want to laugh about something, just make sure we are supporting them and during this time. This is the time too, also, that you can draw closer to your relatives, because you'll meet the ones. A lot of times you meet the ones that you haven't met before, and the ones that you can build relationships from these events that happens during these grieving moments. You can build stronger relationships with your spouse, with your children, with your in-laws, with your relatives. You can build stronger relationships. Make sure that you get numbers and keep in contact with people, because again, life is so short, and you never know what's going to happen. But we have to stay prayerful and stay prayed up, and the Lord will work things out. The Lord knows exactly what we need and when we need it, and He'll support us as we support each other. And the Lord has so much compassion, so much love for us. So that's why we should show so much compassion and so much love for each other. And showing love for each other means that you're going to be supportive, be that shoulder that they can lay their head on, be those arms to support them. And again, we just thank each and every one that supported our family during this time. And we're going to be just moving on and thanking God, because this is a great time. God is getting ready to do something spectacular in our lives. So we have to make sure that we are in line with the Word of God. So this is Pastor Larry. We're going to be signing off today. We're going to be back next week with some other subjects, and hope you tune in and stay tuned and with Pastor Larry, and let's talk marriage. Until we meet again, we will be talking again on different subjects. We'll be letting you know in the future what those subjects will be. And until we see you next time, God bless.